Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is September the 3rd. It is my daughter's birthday. It's Kennedy's 13th birthday. So we're going to get up in a little bit and decorate. Well, my hubby's already up. And my oldest, she's up and about. And I'm going to get up and decorate. Me and the hubby are going to decorate. Well, we don't have a lot to do because we're not like really overdoing decorations because she's 13. And actually, I forgot about that. We're not. So really, there's not much to do except for hang the banner and put out the cake stuff, the table decor.
Like I got these
that's too cute.
shorts
I love it.
Specific sunwear. And I got half off on these just because they're oversized and they're so comfortable. And this was only $38 and I got 30% off of that.
Yeah.
I like shopping at my store because I get so many discounts and stuff.
Nice. It's really cute.
Yeah, it says Colorado Aspen. I think it's just like Aspen, Colorado or something. I will let you know.
I like that. That looks so cute. I can
Thank
see that
you.
looking really cute on you. Jazz
Thank
is
you.
just shopping up a storm.
Shop until I drop.
Yeah. Can you turn that light on for me? Yep, Jazzy just gave me a cute little Victoria's Secret bag. I like having these so that way I can use them for my props, you know, when I'm doing photo shoots. Because I have this one, and I have this one, and I guess I will put, figure out where to put this one. Okay, I just set it up there. Put it up on top of the armoire. I gotta get hubby to fix it for me. But anyway, guys, yeah, that is what's going on this morning. We're gonna celebrate Kenna's 13th birthday, but that's not gonna be until later on today. So, guys, I am losing weight. I just put these shorts on. Wanted to see. Ouch. All right, coffee is ready.
I noticed you were very gentle with them sharp claws of yours.
Hubby's getting ready to walk Pink.
Stay. We're not even remotely done. Just stay. Stay.
I gotta paint my nails again. I got a nail polish, so I'm gonna touch up on my nails.
Like have food in your
Yeah.
stomach because it will make you like really like
Yeah.
nauseous and stuff if
Yeah.
you don't.
Listen to my baby girl. Oh, she's so
But
smart.
and I just,
I'm so proud of her.
Because me and my partners, we've been working together, and we went to the
So
lab
look at how
together.
this is how she does. She color codes everything.
Yeah, so
Tell
all the
them why you color
medications,
code.
are in purple. Their dosage and the time.
And color coding is a way that
Yeah, because I feel like I have like a semi sort of photographic memory.
Yeah.
So color coding helps me remember like where it is, and
Yeah.
like I can like sort of like categorize it into my brain. It helps it like stick better.
And see, I knew this when this girl was little, because when I used to sit with you and I would go over the map with you and the globe, you were easily able to pick it up and remember where things were, especially with the globe, and especially with everything. But when she was about maybe you were about a little over 1, Jasmine, and I said, "What is APPLE?"
Yeah.
Apple. And she just blurted out apple.
You didn't even know.
And
I didn't even know.
I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I could not believe it. I called your dad, and I was like, "Babe,
oh my gosh.
She knew the word apple." I was just like,
and you weren't even like pointing to an apple.
No,
or anything.
I just said, "What is?" Because I used to like, what do you call it? Like test you out, just kind of like quiz you.
I remember you do that.
You know, with different things. And she just blurted it out. APPL. I said APPLE. Apple. I don't know. I'm telling you, she could. We would take her around the house. I used to put her on my hip and walk you around in the apartment.
Yeah.
And I would point to things, and I would say like lamp, table, light, switch. You know, light switch. Just whatever. And she would repeat after me.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think it's important to do that.
It is
a lot
important.
of people, I feel like a lot of people wait to teach their kids and
Yeah,
like
they
they
think
just wait
that-
just to send them to school, like, oh, they're gonna teach you
Yeah.
everything. But like you never know if your child is gonna probably be a little behind everybody, or you wanna make sure they have like, you know,
Yeah.
at least something that they kind of already know. Like I wanna do that for
And I
my
ate a lot
kids.
of fish with you, which
Yeah.
actually has a lot of iodine. So if you also want your child to have a really good IQ, make sure you have enough iodine, because iodine helps with IQ. So, did you know that? Did you know that? So, because I remember we had a tough time getting pregnant with our first child, which was Jasmine. We tried, and it just was not happening, And I didn't know that I had a lot of fertility issues. I had a fibroid and a cyst on my ovaries. I didn't find out until I got pregnant with Jasmine, once I started going to my OBGYN. And they did ultrasounds. I had to go to different doctors for that. And that's when I found out what was going on with me. But I didn't take care of any of that until after I had Jasmine. I think it was a few months after I had her, then I went in for my procedures to get them done. And the doctor that I had removed my fibroids, he's no longer with us now, but he was such a really good doctor. I really, really liked him. Very good doctor. And he was just always had this beautiful smile, this guy. And he was a specialist. And I told him, I was like, I do not want to have a hysterectomy. I do not want a hysterectomy because I want more children. And he respected that. And he told me basically what I needed to do, just to have a balanced diet. And the type of fibroid I had, it was located behind the uterus. Thank God it wasn't in my uterus. So I didn't have to have a hysterectomy. But once I started doing, at that time, I started doing a low carb diet and didn't even know that, that's why I keep saying I come full circle, because when I was doing the Atkins diet back then, that's what started shrinking my tumor, because by the time my surgery date came along and he kept checking it, the fibroid size, it was actually starting to shrink. It was shrinking. And I guess I was cutting off the blood supply by, adopting a lower carb diet, not eating a whole lot of processed foods and things. And so I had my fibroid taken out, and I want to say in October or somewhere in there, I forgot when I had the surgery, but he told me, he's like, you're going to be very fertile after you have this, because anytime you have a surgery, they say you become very fertile, especially after you have children. And true enough, within months, I got pregnant with Jordan. That is so funny. So I was pregnant with Jordan. Jazzy was, you had turned a year, and I think that's when I found out, or something like that, a little over a year, because Jazzy's birthday is in December. And
yeah, Jordan and I are a year and 9 months apart.
you guys are a year and 9 months apart, and I found out I was pregnant with Jordan. And I was really happy. I do remember being a little bit sad though, because I had two people in my life that kind of tried to make me feel bad about getting pregnant. They were like, "You're pregnant again," you know? And I'm thinking, my husband said, "Forget them." They're like, he was like, "You are a married woman. If you want to get pregnant again, like it's okay to be pregnant. You are married. We are married and happily married. It's like, don't let these people make you feel bad because you got pregnant within a year. You know, having your child, you know, for one thing, they did it the wrong way." And I was like, yeah, I guess you're right. But I just felt sad, you know, because of that. And but other than that, I was really happy. You know, I wanted to be pregnant, and you know, I was just very, very, I guess, emotional about it. You know, because Jazzy boy, she was a handful. It was a lot. We had a lot to learn, boy. It was very overwhelming. Our first pregnancy, of course, you know, with Jazzy Bunny, we were so sleep deprived. We were so sleep deprived, Jazzy. When I was pregnant with you, I had postpartum depression for a while. I didn't even realize that's what I had. After I had you, I used to cry a lot, and I didn't realize, because your dad, he worked a lot. He was my husband, his first wanted the job that he had when Jazzy was small. He worked in the newspaper industry. He worked in advertisement, and his job, he was a supervisor, and he worked a lot. He wasn't a supervisor at that time. He was a director, art director at that time. And I tell you, I think it was, or something like that. I don't know. I'm so confused. I tell you, your dad worked like he was a doctor. He was gone all the time. And so I felt so alone. I was just so tired, you know, and it was just very hard, you know, learning what to do when, you know, on your own. You know, you're not on your own, but it just felt like it, you know, when you have a baby for the first time, you're learning what to do and stuff like that. So, but we got through it, and then, you know, so on. But yeah, like I said, low carb lifestyle is what helped shrink that tumor. But I ended up having a surgery. I had everything done that, you know, the cyst, you know, on my ovaries, my right ovary, which explains why I had fertility issues. And I had the fibroid. When I was pregnant, when I gave birth to Jasmine, I had the C-section. When my husband was in there, the doctor, my OBGYN, she delivered the baby, and what happened is she was holding up the fibroid in her hand. I'm thinking, everybody was like, my husband's like, why didn't she take it out? You know, she's like, oh my God. Everybody was like, oh my God, it's huge. Like a tumor. Yeah, and Dad said she held it up with two hands. That's how big it was.
Oh my gosh. So did your stomach look like
I had so much pain and complication.
Really?
Well, it could have been really bad. You know, I did have complications that I would say I was in labor for probably 2 or 3 days and didn't realize it. I just was in so much pain, and they kept sending me home, and it was just a mess. And thank God I didn't realize how much trouble I was in, because they said I could have died. I had, I couldn't use the bathroom. I couldn't do number 1 or 2. I went about 12 hours without peeing. I had to pee so bad, and I couldn't pee.
They put a catheter in?
Yes, yeah. And child, they cathetered me.
Mom, I had to learn how to put a catheter in.
Yes, I have had catheter after catheter before. And do you know that every time they put that catheter in me, I filled up that catheter bag within seconds. It was just filling up.
So you had urinary retention.
Yeah, they kept having to redo it, and they were like, everybody was quiet. They thought I was going to sue. I could have, because my doctor was out of town or something. All I know is they said I could have had a ruptured I forgot what they called it, but because of my bladder, it could have poisoned my whole system.
Yeah.
They said, and because I couldn't pee, and
Yeah, because your bladder can only expand so much.
yes, and that's what was happening. And they kept changing that bag out, and my husband could see it, and everybody they had to stand there and wait to keep changing it out.
Oh my God.
Just imagine that bag. You know how those size bags are.
Yeah.
And it kept getting filled up. And so I didn't realize the danger I was in. And thank God I didn't. You know, sometimes it's just good to know that to not know, so you can't mentally go there. Because, you know, a lot of times when you go there mentally and you know exactly what you're facing, it can mess with you mentally and make you, you know, really fall into that fear and fall into whatever could happen. And so yeah, then I had a few months later, I got my fibroid removed, got the cyst removed. They did a laparoscopic type of incision through my belly button, in that, like a little cut, just a little incision. You could see it. You can't I don't see it now because of course I've had a tummy tuck too, and my whole navel
was
is
20 years ago.
yeah, that was over 20. Yeah, that was 20 years ago. Yeah, and they took out. He took out took the cyst. I had the cyst. I had endometriosis and everything. So yeah, I didn't have any pain and all of that. Hey, baby. Hey, Minky. And so yeah, that was what was going on. I was telling Jazzy, talking about how when I had that cyst, you know, the fibroid and all of that kind of stuff, and Dr. Bufong that did my surgery, I was just saying how I came full circle. I'll come full circle. Think about that. Because he told me, he was like, your fibroid started to shrink. It shrunk. He told me how much it shrunk. It didn't shrink all the way, but it had shrunk by a significant amount where he could see how, because they had to keep checking it. And I was doing a low carb diet at that time.
Yeah.
He asked me what I was doing.
Love sugar.
Yeah.
So like cutting out a lot of the sugar
Yeah.
will help the cells not grow as
That's
much.
exactly what happened. It was starting because he told me sugar feeds blood, lots of blood.
Because glucose, your body like loves glucose.
Yeah, it loves it. And so that's why I always told women, you know, if you cut your sugar, you cut that stuff, you can cut the blood supply to your cysts, your ovaries, to those types of things, the growths. You can't feed it. It's no longer getting the types of feedings it need. Yeah. And so that's basically what I went through when I was pregnant with Jazzy. I had a baby in me and a big cyst.
Dang. So
Fibroid.
It's almost like you were pregnant for two. Almost.
Yeah, my stomach was huge too. I had a fibroid and a cyst on my right ovary. So I was in a lot of pain. I remember working. I went to work. And I think it also messed with my iron. I did have to take something for iron too, because I got to the point where I got so dizzy at work. I used to work, and it seemed like it would get black. Like all of a sudden I would just see black, and then I would see stars, and I would get real hot, and I would just want to sit. Yeah, and then I had to sit down, and I would just sit down, and I just felt like I was gonna fall out.
Where did you used to work at when you were pregnant?
I worked at Hobby Lobby.
Oh, really?
It was right around the street.
Told me that.
Yeah. It was right around the street from our apartment where we lived.
That's right.
And I had the most amazing boss. She was so nice to me, and she said,
sweet.
anytime Kimberly, whenever you want to come to work, you come. She's like, it's up to you. You don't have to. And she was so sweet. And she ended up leaving later. I hated it. A lot of people didn't care for her, but I loved her. Yeah. I like hardcore bosses. I like people that mean business, you know. And, you know, they get the job done. And she used to leave me alone because she knew I did what I needed to do and do my work. But she was so good to me. And she would just say, you come to work. If you want to work a few hours, whenever you want to go home, she would just say, you can go home. And I would work for about 3 or 4 hours, and I'd go home, drive right around the street.
Yeah.
I had it made. It was such an awesome job. And I remember the little money I did make, I was fixing up. I used to shop all the time, and I would go to Pure One Imports.
Watch that be me.
Yep. I used to shop at Pure One Imports. That was my favorite store, and Target.
In Kirkland? Oh, you used to shop at Target all the time?
I used to shop Kirkland's too.
Yeah.
But Target was my favorite, and
Really?
Pure One Imports, those two stores. Okay. Get a cake.
All right.
Ready? Yeah. Come on.
Any day now. Come on.
Any day now.
Okay, ready. Make sing happy birthday.
Well, come on. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kennedy. Happy birthday to you.
Wait, are those actually 13 candles?
Yes.
They're so tiny. There's only 13.
Nice. And you get to cut your cake. You ready to cut that cake? Cake. Yes, you get to cut it. You got a spoon to dip it up. Hold on, Kendall. Let's get a spoon. We don't have any spoons. We forgot the spoons. We forgot the spoons, baby. She needs a spoon to scoop up the cake too, a big one.
And then we go to celebrate Misa's birthday in December.
December.
Yeah, that's her birthday's in December.
Oh, her actual birthday?
Yeah, we gotta decide on like an actual day for Misa's birthday. Because she's
My
a December
birthday.
baby. Yeah.
Ooh,
But
look at that
We
cake.
should buy her a doggy cake and get her present.
Y'all get right on that.
What, the doggy stuff? Or?
Y'all can throw a party on the doggy cake and do all that.
With the birthday hats and all. Jazzy, I love your eyes. Look at Jazzy's on fleek. Look at her.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead, fox eye girl. She got the fox eyes going on. Beautiful.
Guys, look at the minkers.
Cutie pie Minky.
What?
Yay!
Yeah.
Yay!
Guys, come get your cake.
How are you supposed to serve the cake to everybody?
You can't eat your cake until you serve everybody
Where am
else.
I?
Dang.
Jordan, you sit over there.
Nobody hit my foot. One second. Look, what did you say? You almost bit my foot.
Oh, sorry, girl.
Okay, scoop it up with the fork. I mean the spoon, Kendall.
Yeah.
I want it.
Oh, we forgot forks. Too.
I got them.
Oh, Mason.
Because I'm not having any cake. Oh boy.
Give me your plate, Jordan. Sorry.
Your dad threw down on that cake. And I frosted it. I frosted the cake.
That plate.
Your dad-
frosted
yeah,
the cake.
I frosted that cake. Oh. And your daddy baked the hell out of it. Look at it, how moist it is. Jesus.
You know, Nate asked, why did you smell the knife?
Because it's. I want to know what the ice is.
Coconut and pecan.
We should, why'd you smell it?
Y'all like the coconut pecan?
I always smell stuff.
You can sit down, baby. All right. Said it was your birthday. Birthday. Oh, you're welcome. While they're eating cake, I will be making myself some bacon. Alright guys, I am making Brussels sprouts and I have some bacon. And so sprouts cooking. And I'm also having a cup of coffee.
Butthead.
The girls just had some cake. Everybody had cake. They had cake, you guys.
If you don't move out the way, wait. Just wait your turn.